Oh, okay. I think this worked. You guys, yay. Okay, can you see it at all? We're gonna see. So, I am live, but I'm gonna see if somebody else can see it. If anybody could give me a heads up or like a thumbs up or something like that, that'd be like super awesome. So I could see if it is happening, if you guys can see me or not. Um, and then we'll be able to see if that works. It looks like it's working. Okay. You know, one of the things they always talk about is to not do things during Mercury in retrograde. I think it's ending. I think the 16th or something like that. And I'm just doing smudge right now. And there's a reason why, and it's this, that, but there's also the reason of why this is just a test. We're just I'm trying to figure out how to do live. It's very, very difficult for some reason, probably just for me. But one of the things that I always do before any reading is I'm always going to smudge. So I'm going to smudge the phone, my computer. Obviously, always smudge yourself. I already did, and being able to go and really purify your space, but it's purifying it not to get rid of anything or that anything is in a bad feeling or something like that, but just being able to be grounded in your own stuff and being able to really be here now and be able to show up now. So I have a few things that I need to clear up. So if you guys could just bear with me, and I'm going to be right back in 2 seconds, and then I will be fully present. Okay, there's a lot of drama all of a sudden really happening, and I'm just trying to I need to be able to be centered, obviously, so I could do readings and so forth. Okay, so I'm just going to go and bring in my guides. Obviously, people are asking a few questions, which is great. Hopefully there's a couple people on here. It looks like there is. And I'm just going to be tuning in and being able to center myself, and then I'll be able to get your questions. So you guys could start doing your questions while I'm doing this. But also, I would highly suggest for you to tune in with me before you even ask the questions. Okay? Calling in all our guides, angels, and loved ones in the sacred space of love. Awakening to clarity, yes, love, permission to be here, in presence, vulnerability, and knowing how safe and protected we are at all times. Really accessing yourself, of being able to come fully into your own vortex and staying in your vortex. The more you can go and occupy your space of coming in and occupying your entirety, including your body and your body's comfort zone, let's call it, you'll be the most productive and the most connected, because all messages are outside of this space. This is your sacred space. Only you are going to be showing up in this sacred space. It's interesting. I have a lot of people's guides and loved ones coming up. I feel just a lot of energy coming up and people who I actually don't know. So I'm interested of the people who are coming through and if there's going to be other people sending, asking questions because there's other people's guides that I don't know who they are. Okay. And again, those guides, all your information, all your connection that from the other side or whatever you want to call it, it's just right there, it's just energy, and that's just going on the essentially right outside of your vortex. You could use it as like a movie screen, or you could use it, I just use it as literally, it's kind of like you're in this beautiful eggshell of energy, and it could be as big of a space as you want to occupy. That's totally fine. We're just kind of like, energy moves. It's nothing really actually touches each other, but you want to just make sure that you're in your own space. It's really, really, really important. The most grounded that you could become, besides grounding yourself. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get to Julie's question first. Hi, Justin, also, and Steve, my husband, was saying about the technical difficulties, but I'm just going to get to Julie's first, and she said, "Is Jasper with me?" Okay. So I get dogs, so I'm assuming if I remember correctly, Jasper is your dog, and I do feel like I feel feminine. I don't know, like I don't remember. I have like amnesia when I do psychic stuff of people who I do know. Like I say sometimes the most obvious stupid things. They're like, "Well, duh," and I'm like, I don't know anything. So I go into like almost this blank canvas type of situation. Okay, so Justin is Barb, and I'll get to you in 2 seconds. So you could ask your question, Barb, anytime. Yeah. So yes, definitely, absolutely. I do feel Jasper is coming through for you specifically. I feel like for Julie, I feel like I just kept on getting a lick, like literally. So when I feel that, that means that's for you, meaning Jasper's with you. So anytime I say something, oh, they're here, that means they're there with you. There's no separation of here and there. It's like how do I do what I do, situation. I did get a very, very lick, like it. So I kept on getting small dog, look, like that kind of a thing. Something also about I don't know if Yellowstone is connected to Jasper in any way. Again, I have this amnesia situation, but I keep on seeing that. So I don't know if you did ashes or thought about doing that or something like that, or the name Jasper, like if there's a Jasper Park or something like that there. But I keep on getting tied to Yellowstone. Also, kind of like kind of jokingly, I don't know if Jasper had a toy or some type of. Uh, I keep on getting like Yogi Bear reference, all these different things. There's also, I just need to go back a little bit farther. There's something also tied to your daughter, and I feel like this your beloved, Jasper is more of coming through for you almost as a caretaker. So I don't know if he or she was like that in life, but I feel like it's just like the like Jasper's just coming through as more of like, oh, I want to go here and I want to talk about this and I want to do this. So I'm just going to kind of like just touch on that a little bit real quick for you. So I do keep on getting attention to your daughter. And it's so weird. I'm assuming Jasper's the animal, but I feel like there's something tied to your daughter, and I feel like there's a relationship, kind of maybe a little awareness about a relationship and if it's rocky and so forth like that. Or this could also be a little bit of past relationship, but I feel like doing work of clearing that, working with crystals or stuff like that, whatever is in alignment with you. I feel like, or with her. I feel like that really helps her. I do feel like if she can go see another psychic, I think that would be phenomenal. Or obviously I do online stuff, but I feel like any type of like alternative psychic type of work would really be beneficial. Energy work would be really beneficial for her. I just keep on getting really highlighted for her. So I don't know if she also has ovarian stuff or any type of like stuff in that department that needs healing. Stuff like that, I do feel like needs attention. And you also, I feel like, been having anxiety. So I do feel like your dog maybe helped that a lot of times, but I feel like I just keep on feeling an animal laying like on your chest or like putting pressure on you, and that helps relieve a lot of anxiety. So maybe doing other things that simulate that, because I keep on seeing this animal's toy, like, and that's why I kept on getting like Yogi Bear. So it's just like this animal's toy. So if you have like a stuffy that this animal used to have, it's just like putting that on your chest or putting that on certain places of making you feel like having more relaxation. And actually, in a lot of heart math kind of stuff, literally visualize touching your dog or any animal, cat, whatever, right here in between the eyebrows and literally petting them. It actually goes and scientifically proven that it calms down your nervous system. So doing that, I feel like would really help you. And especially recently, I feel like May, just this whole kind of springtime, and it's been really anxious for a lot of people, but I feel like that's our ascension. That's a lot of energetically what's happening. So we're trying to go and ascend, you know, our bodies, but our bodies are very matter of fact, they're very dense. And so trying to move matter, we want to be able to vibrate at a higher frequency. Well, we're trying to do that, and spiritually we're able to do that, but we have to also bring the body along, honestly. And we're in a Taurian, Jupiter and Taurus and blah, blah, blah. So we're in the body, we're working with the body, and you want to be able to do this while in body, so really practice that art. So a lot of that is calming, grounding, doing the meditations, doing anything that really kind of helps you go at a higher vibration, but in the body. So you have the sensation and the feeling, and allowing that vibration to permeate and alleviate any symptoms that you have. That's just coming up, so it undensifies the energy, and you're able to ascend in an easier way with the body. Okay, all right, I hope that helps you. Okay, so Justin, aka Barb, I'm under Justin's name, but I'm here. She's so Justin says, I know my angels are with me, but I'm wondering if they could tell you how Em is doing. How is this going to turn out? Things are just not looking well, and I'm trying not to be afraid. Okay, yeah, I totally get it. Okay, hold on. Okay, so they're saying a few things. First of all, everything is okay. It is a big. It keeps saying, I keep on getting like a big rush of energy. There's a lot of like, I feel like you do need to like go to the waiting room. So I don't know if you're in the hospital right now, but I feel like go to the waiting room. So the waiting room helps you kind of like understand other people's energy. You're in a field of other people. There's kind of, you're not just stuck in your own mind, which is stuck in the body. Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditation is phenomenal, which I've been recently just telling everybody about for some reason, which really helps, as he always says, pulls the mind out of the body to alleviate the body, to give the body some resting space, some space, to be able to activate its own consciousness. I do feel like so there's a couple things. There's first, I do need to say, I feel like this is choice. So this is her soul's choice. This is okay. Of course, we're reacting. They keep on saying, put it on different glasses. So like metaphorically, put on different glasses, being able to see, like put on doctor glasses. Okay, how does the doctor see it? Da, 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 da. They're neutral. They have a neutral response system. That's what they're good at. So put on different glasses of how you can see this. Like even if you have to rose tint them, that's okay. Yeah, there's a lot of anxiety, in here. So doing tapping like EFT, and honestly, just the EFT of just like literally, and you're doing it pretty hard, just underneath the collarbone. You could do it up here, or you could just do, I feel like for you specifically, doing it on the sternum. and doing like really deep work, doing the Dr. Joe Dispenza thing, like I just said, about which I put on the Wishstar Collective of the Facebook page. If you aren't familiar with my stuff, make sure you get on that page, Wishstar Collective of the Facebook page. I feel like it's also a time for her husband to be able to step into his role, and permission to do so. You're still her mom, that's always going to be, but this is also a trying on of roles. She's learning that. They're both learning that. They're both experiencing that, of how to be able to take care of each other in a very loving, different way than a mother-daughter would. Oh my gosh. So Mother Mary, you know who I'm talking about, just came through, and I feel like she's definitely there. She's just like, she's got the whole, I feel like it's like a comic scene. Like she's just like making everybody laugh. She's like, I got this. Like, don't worry, I'm here. She keeps on showing herself behind the bed. So like positioning, like I almost feel like a midwife, So it's just like behind the bed of being, and I feel like you might also actually see her. So the lights might really all of a sudden shine really bright or stuff like that. That's her way of showing up for you guys specifically. She keeps on saying, "Don't worry." Like just don't worry. And I don't know why she's bringing this up. So try not to drink caffeine, just an FYI. I know this is like out of the blue, but she kept on showing me like iced tea or stuff like that. Like try to like just drink like things that don't have caffeine in it, because I feel like you're just too like you're too jazzed, of where it's just like you're having a really hard time calming down, you know respectfully. It is an incredibly hard position to be in. I've been there, and I can't even imagine what you're going through. So just please like know that you can sit in. She keeps on being like, just as much as you can rest. Even if you do have to go to your car, so it's just like being able to rest, being able to put on your phone of doing the Dr. Joe Dispenza things or any type of meditation, something that really just, and also if you can, playing Hertz music, so any type of binaural beats and like angelic Hertz music. You could type that in. You could go to on my YouTube channel, you could go under, I think it's under the playlist of Vanessa Wishstar Intuitive Medium, and just scroll through there, and there's a lot of different, oh, yeah. So it just a big streak of energy went flying past. So that's their way of showing up. When they show up, they're showing up for you, and that's their way of validating of yes, this is correct. So playing any type of angelic music or stuff like that, binaural beats is really good, along with any type of hertz music. So like a 432 hertz or something like that. But you could just see it on Vanessa Wishstar Intuitive Medium on my YouTube channel. I also would definitely highly suggest, I did personally put her in a prayer list. I would definitely suggest you do the same. I know Unity Online Prayer has one, and you could even talk to somebody. That would also be helpful for you. Just hearing somebody else's voice of saying it is okay, and we're praying with her and the whole family, and being able to put her name and specifics, semi-specifics in there of where the power of prayer. I mean, there's thousands and thousands of people praying for her, because I keep on getting like friends, like let people know what she's going through on a certain level, so people can really go and concentrate and focus on her healing. When you do that, make sure you kind of like do a little sentence or two of how you want to visualize this. So I also get like going out like maybe a couple hours, I had being like, oh, what is, 10 at night going to feel like? Meaning, don't foretell it, you co-create it, So, oh, I'm so excited when everybody comes in and there's good news. And I feel like, oh, I could breathe. Oh, I could relax. Feel that feeling now, bring it to you now. Maybe don't say necessarily 10 o'clock, but that's your intention, that something is coming for you of a relief. I do feel like having like mini little vacations for yourself. You need to be able to have your own sacred space. You're very, very sensitive right now, respectfully, and especially at this time astrologically, we're all super sensitive. So make sure that you protect yourself in that way. Okay, you wrote, I listened to the tape, but only halfway through because I ran out of time. That's what I play when I go to sleep. That's what I get my music, sleep music. Great. She's been on her husband's family. They have huge prayer. Great. Thank you. So she's on that. Yeah. So get her, yeah, it's, oh, I love you too. You were so spider. Something like special, probably. Thank you. I just keep on seeing like they keep on saying this is her transformation. So this is her way of being able to kind of her coming. I keep on seeing a lot of like pretty little pink roses, light colored peachy or pinky kind of roses, and I feel like it's very much about, again, about her husband and her, about their being able to do this together. um I just want to be very clear. I don't feel like this is her time. Okay, just to be very clear about that. I know this feels really scary. I feel like just really pulling the mind again out of the body and being able to, what do you want to feel like? What do you want it all to feel like? You, not just her, but you. You want to feel relief. You want to feel, oh, thank gosh, everything's figured out. Feel that. Go to that feeling. You don't have to go to the thought, that's kind of manipulation. You don't want to necessarily go, because that could bring disappointment. You want to just go to the feeling. Bring the feeling before it happens. Okay, this is the most powerful part of what we're doing. This is our work, and why not now? We're all here for you. I just really need you to know that. And literally, when you sit back in the chair, even if you pull your car seat back farther, feel it, how many people are surrounding you and surrounding her. And just know that how loved and how protected you are. Yeah, she has all her guardians there too. It's so funny. I almost see like a cuckoo bird or some type of bird, and it has this like little angel halo around it. But I just kept on seeing that. I just want to say Mother Mary is definitely there, like 100%. So is Grandpa Mac, which cracks me up. But yeah, I just feel like very much so. And she's just like the ringleader. Like, please understand that and feel that. Feel that, feel that, feel that as much as you possibly can. Okay. This is not over, and it's continuing, and I will be holding space for her. And I keep on holding space for her. Yeah. Okay. So they said, let us know the good news. Okay. Yeah. So just rest in that. And so you could hop off of here and go finish listening to that or start over. It's okay if you start over and you do it 100 times. It's totally fine. Her husband is disabled and he's not able to spend the night with her. So I spend the night with her, but it's hard for him to be there. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. He will, though. Things are going to change. Because this is also his way of how he's being called to do certain stuff that's going to be hard for him. Okay. So, maybe having a little bit of a conversation about that, of what you need, of him to be there in certain ways that he's going to have to step up in that. But he will be able to. Yeah, just remember not to take it on all yourself, because this is an offering, not just for you, but for a lot of other people. So you have to honor your needs, and even though you're her mom and you just want to give her everything, somewhat giving it to her, her energy and so forth, of kind of saying, hey, this is what needs to happen. Kind of like really going and pulling in your Mother Mary's energy and saying, hey, how can I delegate? Because this is also part of the power and part of the process and part of the spirituality, because other people have to step into their role. Okay, you can do this. I'm right with you. I'm holding your hand, okay, through this whole thing. Okay, I love you. Okay. Oh, hi, Sue. Okay, so let me know. Yes, definitely sending our love. All of us are sending our love tomorrow. So let me know, Sue, of what your question is. I'd love to connect with you. There's kind of a delay, so just type it up and let me know. I got to eat dinner. I'm sorry. It's sweet potato fries. I asked earlier. Okay. Was it about brother? I think it was about your brother because I feel like there's brother energies coming in. Asking about brother. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. And I keep on getting like, don't be nervous. It's okay. Oh my gosh. So it keeps on showing me a car, like a car door. I don't know what that means. I keep getting like kind of a slammed car door. He keeps on showing me that he's right here with you. Okay, so there's no kind of like you have to like and like center yourself to feel him. He's already here. He's a really nice conduit. Like he's very effortlessly here. So he must have been, somewhat young, not like older, like I feel like they're meaning through transitioning. Um, he's kind of a jokester, so he's kind of like he jokingly wipes his brow, like, woo, that was fast. That, like kind of got in. I don't even know what your humor is, but he's definitely is kind of like kind of making fun of like the death process, like got in. I just don't want to like be disrespectful at all. He also showed me noon. I don't know what that means. So, okay, so your brother's still living. Is he in transition? What's your brother still alive? Great. So is he just an FYI? So this is a great example. I don't know who's passed and who's here at all. Like I have no, because their energy shows up and I have no idea. But maybe that's why he's saying, wiping his brow, of being like, whoop. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, why is that funny? But I feel like there's something about a car. So I don't know if he's had a car accident or there was some type of car something situation, but his energy is right with you. Like, so I don't know what your concern is about him, but I feel like when you connect with him, he is just, and I don't know what your type, maybe you do have like twin like energy. Not saying you're twins, but you might have twin like energy. Even if I mean, there's a lot of twin like energies, even who are not, totally biological. But I just feel like his energy is very, very tied to you, of where there's no, whatever your concerns are, I don't feel like his concerns are at all. Oh, that's the dementia. Okay. Okay, okay. This is first of all, Sue, I feel like every single time I read you or whatever, you are a great teacher because you give real life examples, and I'm going to explain this. So this is how it comes across. If he has dementia, to me, that's a transitioning. It doesn't mean that transitioning is death. It just means it's just kind of like I can never tell somebody when they're going to die. There's times when I'm like, oh yeah, that person is going to pass, and then the next day they pass. Or I say, oh, I feel that person's going to pass, but it takes 3 years, and they have moments that they did pass. So it's just kind of like the soul, and it constantly is adjusting because other things are at play. It's not just you. So when somebody has dementia, this is a perfect example. They're already going, it's just like being almost like in a coma. They're already in transition. They're in this like nebulous space. It's like almost being asleep. So it's just kind of like, no wonder why I can't read their energy of being here or there. Okay. So to me, it's just like, to me, it's honestly beyond the body. That's why he is so close to you. When he wipes his brow, which makes more sense, when he's wiping his brow, for me, he's saying, he's not really here nor there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he jumps back and forth. So the dementia it's a very good way of being able to leave the body. Leaving the body is extremely, extremely difficult. Most people don't know that. Okay, so leaving the body is actually when they go through a process, when people are going through a process of, let's say, transitioning, and that, like I said, it could be 10 years, it could be whatever, it doesn't matter. It's not a time thing. It's more that they are trying to get out of the body. Okay, that's why usually when they're young, they go really fast. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, but when they're older, it's actually when they're just like, okay, I'm ready to die, but then it feels like it takes forever and they can't get beyond because they've been in the body so long. It's a very dense embodiment. So when you have dementia, when you have these things that kind of like, oh my God, I'm losing this person, I'm losing their connection. In some ways, it's really not that. In some ways, if we can go to the place of, oh my gosh, congratulations, they're learning the way of how to transcend without the body. That's a very smart way to do it. And it's an easier way to do it for them, for their soul's growth. Okay? Again, he is super with you though. His energy. So you're learning how to communicate with him while he's still in body, but not necessarily in mind. Okay. You're getting a very amazing example and experience to do this in body. Not a lot of people get that. So you're going to use that and practice that by communicating with him, whether he's here, or not. Okay, so ask him questions. If he is, I don't know if he is verbal or if he does talk, and if he does, great. If you could ask him questions of, hey, did you remember? And just like bring up like maybe memories, and those memories are going to connect you of being like, even if you think like, let's say right now, after this thing, you could think to yourself, oh, I'm just going to bring up a memory from his past. Okay. And I'm just going to really think about it. I'm going to feel him. I'm going to like really get juicy about it. I'm just going to really bring up that memory. Then next time you see him, go and ask him about it and be like, do you remember it? And see what he remembers, and see if he was willing to talk about that and see how that communication is, So just practice where he is at and where you're at in being able to communicate beyond this. You're getting a front row seat. So this is actually really a good thing, even though it's a really hard thing. It's a hard thing because we're set up neurally, and just being human as expectation of, well, this is my brother. This is somebody who I care and love about, and this is my relationship, and now it's just fading, and I can't grasp onto anything. But you're learning a different way how to communicate. Okay, so you're going to do all different ways of how to practice that communication now. I love you so much. Okay. Jill B. Hi, Jill. Okay. He is John. So Sula said, are angels with me? Yes. And of course, angels are with you. Angels are with all of us. We have just enough. I'll get to you, Jill, in 2 seconds. But just to answer Sue's question of, are angels with me? Angels, to me, they're always with you. You don't even barely have to ask. Just honestly, the validation that you acknowledge them, that sends them in happy land. They admire us. Angels are, it's not just that they're there protecting us and loving us, they admire us. They're just like, oh my goodness, what amazing, amazing opportunity that we get to be in this. To them, because they're at such a high frequency that nothing, when you bring your problems to angels, they're like, oh, it's okay. That's why I always usually bring my problems to my spirit guides, because my spirit guides are more earthy based. Usually a lot of times they have been here, and so they have more of a understanding and a more compassionate and realistic solutions to be able to get through something. But angelic realm, when you tap into your angels, you have always a guardian with you. Angels in My Hair is a really good book by I don't know her name right now. Oh my God, Lorna Byrne. Is a really good, just make sure you filter it, because she does have her view of her spirituality. So you filter it to suit yours. And she talks a lot about of how your guardian is always with you. It's always holding you up and behind you, and it's with you in your entire beingness. And then you always have your own entire spirit team, but your angels are always with you. But again, I call on my angels, especially for the big problems, the big things that I really am like, this is so out of my hands. And they do, and they're able to do that in that frequency. So with your brother, I would definitely go, and just the best thing you could do is validate. Even if you don't feel, see, or smell, or hear them, doesn't matter. Just validate by your own truth that they're there. Oh, thank you. All you have to say is thank you. Thank you for showing up. When you want them to show up, thank you for showing up. That's the language, because then that's extending your will to in appreciation and gratitude that it is real, and that connection, that you do have that divine connection. And then that's how magic happens. That's how it's like the opening to that. Okay. So Jill says, as you know, I started working in EB in October. I interviewed for a different position today, still in EB. Do you see me moving schools? So you interviewed for a different position today, still in EB. Do you see me moving schools? I do not. First of all, I am elated that you interviewed for a different position. You're welcome, Sue. I am absolutely elated. I feel extremely happy about this. I feel like I'm feeling like yes. So I feel like very, very supercharged by this. I also feel like it gets you more of what you want. And what you want could be multifold, it just, I feel like it's getting you ahead in where you want to go in many different ways, meaning financially and also structurally. I don't feel like you are moving schools though. So I don't know if this position you think is in a different school. And kind of like, maybe why can't it be in the place that you are in? Oh, wait, hold on. So I do get September. I do feel like you get it. So whatever that means, because I did get September. Oh, I don't know. They're backtracking. They keep on saying, like, what do you want? Okay. And I know that's like so not psychic to say, but I just have to give what I get. But I feel like I keep on getting like, what do you want? And so making that clear in your vision of what you want. So if you want to stay in that school, just kind of give that intention, meaning to yourself. I keep on getting like, whatever you want is going to meet you. You just have to be a little, not particular, not detailed, but you have to be clear in the feeling. Okay, so if you have the feeling of like, well, what is where you are at? What don't you want to leave? Oh, well, it's the community, meaning the social components or whatever, or the closeness or anything like that. I feel like whatever happens, whatever you do transition to, it's going to be super good. It's not a big transition. That's what I'm trying to say. So even if you did transition to another school, I I don't necessarily feel that, but I just feel like something's happening in September. I do feel like you get what you want. I feel like it's kind of like a big growth forward of like, yay! And I just feel like you're running, like you're very excitedly running towards this. Like it's just kind of like, oh my God, my dreams are coming true, and it did take hard work to get there but it's paying off. Like I just feel like you're just like, yee, like really running. It's really cute. Yeah. And there's like a cheers. So there's meaning cheers. And anytime I see cheers, I don't drink. So, but it's cheers, of where it's a congratulations. Yeah. And just to let you know, your grandparents just came in. So I don't know. I don't know if it's a grandparent that passed. I can't remember again, but I do feel like grandparent energy is funneling that for you. Okay, yes, child study team now, high school, and interview was for elementary counselor. Finally comfortable at high school and going back to elementary will be interesting. Yes, exciting. Okay, wherever your excitement is, okay, just an FYI, I got elementary school. That's what I kept on envisioning. I didn't know you were high school. So I got elementary. Okay. So yeah, I definitely get that you're gonna get what you're wanting. I feel seriously excited. I do get August also. I feel like you will know obviously ahead of time, like you'll have preparation. But you're like, it's like those memes or those gifs that they show the kids like running, like they're super excited. That's what I feel like for you. Like abundantly excited. Yeah. And it's like, cheers, yay, everything. It's just good. Like, it's good all around. Like, I am so stoked for you. Like, it's almost like, and I also feel like you don't need tons of coffee in the morning, whatever that means. So I don't know if it's like a long drive or, you won't have to drive far or something like that, but they're just being like, it's good. You're good. Yeah. Yeah. Yay! Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Yay. All right, let's see if there's anybody else. I don't think that there's anything else that yeah, that's Sue's thing. That was really that thank you so much for sharing that. I loved that. I really love I love teaching. Teaching is like, but teaching doesn't come from knowing for me. Teaching comes from this. This is this is real. It's live teaching, So I'm a live student at the same time, and I love this because for me, I'm very willing to be not humiliated, but I'm willing to check my ego. I don't have it's hard, don't get me wrong, but it to me, all the reason why I do what I do is because I want the elevation for humanity. I want us to have an easier time here. I don't believe in struggle. I believe that we are just using a tiny part of what we know, and there is so much more, and we are so valuable, and this experience is so potent and so magically infused and aligned with this amazing journey here. And why not really use it to its fullest potency? And so when I see things like that, of where I get stumped, or where I'm just like, well, why is it that I felt like he was kind of on the other side, but not, and then, in that confusion, that kind of stuff of like being able to be so vulnerable with you all. And thank you for that. Thank you for that opening and that safe space to do that with, because it helps grow me and you to be able to open up to the information that's coming through, because it is never a magic 8 ball answer. It is never an answer that because it's our will, so we're still orchestrating this, we're still experiencing this. It's not something that information from infinite intelligence is giving us to do. There's no to-do list. All paths lead home. There's no oops, there's no mistake. It's all about our choice of experience, and what we gain from that experience. So there's no wrong. And so being able to do that with you and get to experience that of, oh, here's somebody who has dementia, when she told me that, it made so much more sense of like, oh, well, why am I feeling this? So it is a very beautiful, vulnerable process. And the more vulnerable that we can be with ourselves, not externally, but with ourselves, in being in when we ask for clarity, usually when I ask myself or infinite intelligence source, which is me, you're part of the tree, when I'm asking, I ask for clarity on something. Sometimes it's a yes or a no. Those are easy for me to understand at times. When I can't get an understanding of a situation, I just say yes or no. I'm asking on the level of yes or no, and I just see it typed out essentially. But yeah, and so like for instance, and I could add, maybe I'll talk about this real quick. Just real quick. Jill says, I adore learning. Oh, I adore learning from you all. And Sue says, thank you. I've been living in a huge struggle with everything with him, making decisions for him. So hard. It is hard. It's really hard. But I think that the other thing is when you try to make decisions for him, remember that you're his conduit. Okay, so you're making decisions. You're his channel. You're his medium. So you're not really making the all the chat initials are J. Oh, okay. All the yeah, you're right. Oh my God. Did you see what Julie just wrote? She says all the chat initials are J. Oh my God. Oh, I don't let me forget. I have to tell you guys something about J. This is really important. But anyhow, Sue, you're the channel. You're the medium for him. Okay. So when you have a decision that you need to make, you go and ask your guides, your intuitive connection, and just literally you could ask very simple stuff of like, do I talk to him today? And you'll get an answer before you think about it. That's how you do it. It's the thought before the thinking. So you'll see the Y or the N, or also it'll be spelled out or stuff like that. And then you could experiment with a little bit more, And again, just remember they come in symbols. Everything's metaphorical. It's like a dream. You never dream a dream and then be like, oh my God, that's going to happen. It never happens. It's metaphorical. It's all signs. You have to dismantle that. Okay. So same with messages. It's all signs. It's never so literal, In some ways, I wish it was literal, but it's not. Okay, so I need to let you guys know about the J. This is really amazing. So J, I was just talking to somebody around a month or so ago about this. In the very beginning of my practice, there's always alignment. So whenever I read people, like when I was doing work at Spark of Divine here in Vero Beach, Florida, and I was reading people just like back and forth, back to back. And I always get a little bit shy because everybody has this like maybe it's everyone's mother who passed, or everybody has the same name. Somebody has the people who come through past have the same name or the same letter. And I was like, oh my God, is it just me? Am I just like making is this in my head? Because it makes you feel like when you're tuning in, it starts with feeling like it's being made up. Okay, it's not. But I get still to this day challenged thinking that, oh, it almost feels, because it feels so gentle and so light. It never feels strong or like dun dun dun, like this is it, like, God, that would be so nice. So anyway, very beginning of readings, when I started doing them, for like basically a couple years, I would get people who passed the name John always. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel really embarrassed because is this like a lot of people have John, that it's a kind of like a simple name, but yes and no, not necessarily. But every single, I'd always be like, Jay. And sometimes I'd be like, oh, forget it. It's John, and they're like, yeah, it is John, and I was just like, yeah, so I'd always have this. And it was just like, oh, and John is actually a very spiritual name. And so I was telling my friend this, and I was just like, yeah. And I don't really get John too much. That I do sometimes. I'll get like threads of it, but not recently. And I was just telling her, I was like, yeah. And in this, when I was talking to my friend about this, I was just like, and she's like, well, what name do you get now? And I was like, it's kind of weird. I get Kevin, and I was like, I don't really know a Kevin. I knew one Kevin a long, long time ago, but I don't really know Kevin, or that's just so not like the name that I would normally get. And then after I told her this, the next day I had a reading, and this person's dad who crossed over, his name was Kevin. And I was like, of course it is, But so that, bravo, Julie, like super intuitive that you picked that up, that's reading the signs. Okay, so we do have to read them, and you just did that. So Jay, I mean, congratulations to all of you. You guys have just done a phenomenal job of alignment and showing up, and just like, I mean, all of you, I just think it's really beautiful. So really understand and know that just because I'm reading you, you're doing this, you're funneling this. We're just on the same team, so way to go, spirit team. And this is it. This is how it works. It's nothing that we need to necessarily even be better at. Just, you can keep on practicing. I highly suggest it, but also acknowledging that it is already happening. You're already doing it. You already are there. You're here. You're aligning, and really kind of just really high-fiving your entire spirit team, including the ones on this page. This is how it works. Okay, so yes, that's right. Exactly. Julie asked about Jasper. Exactly. You guys are getting it. Oh my God. See, I didn't even get that. I love that. I love you guys. You guys are so perfect. You're going to make me cry. Okay, this is it. Please keep it up. I'm so grateful. I hopefully can do this again and do this more, because this is my job. This is what I love to do because of you. So, I love you all. Keep vibrating at this frequency. This is the frequency of healing. This is it. If you are saying, I need a healing, this is it. Okay? Get happy. My name is Justin. Exactly. John and Sue, I love you. I love you guys. Bye.